Wanna go for a walk? I don't think he wants to go, Gar.
No, I'm excited.
No, he doesn't look excited at all. Gar.
Yeah.
Do you want to go for a walk? Walkies?
Yeah.
Where's your harness?
Yeah, I wear harness.
We tried Pablo on the harness and he's not having it at all.
You don't like it.
He does not like his harness.
It's so warm.
It's lovely, isn't it? And I was going to wear a jacket. Oscar is bulking at the moment. I didn't see him for a little while during lockdown and then I met him again and he had gained his whole body weight. Pablo cannot keep up, like, look, he's just chasing Oscar. Hi guys, what is going on and welcome back to my channel and welcome to another video. I feel like I start every single video in this car, but honestly guys, this is just where I spend all of my time. As you would have seen, I am just back from my morning stroll with Oscar and Pablo and Gary. It is so nice to be back into walking in the morning because you know me guys, I love tracking my steps and my activity levels. I love having a step goal, but when we got Pablo first a couple of weeks back, obviously he's so tiny and puny, we literally couldn't even walk him. Like when they're raw puppies, you can't walk them anyway before they get their shots, and he was just so small that he'd get tired from just walking to the entrance of the park and back. So that kind of messed up my morning routine a little bit. Like my routine before Pablo came along was get up, do emails straight away, have a light snack and go for my walk, and I'd try to get like 4,000 or 5,000 steps in my walk, so I'd reach like nearly half my daily step goal. And I've still been getting up really early and doing the rest of my morning routine with Pablo, but as of recently we're able to walk him and it feels so good to get out in the fresh air and to just clear my head first thing in the morning, get some steps in and get myself moving early again, because we were pretty stagnant for the last few weeks with him. And to be honest, when I stopped walking at the start, I didn't even notice the difference until I went back to it. I put my Fitbit back on last week now that we can walk with him again, and I feel so good. Even if it's just a small goal like reaching my steps each day, I still feel a little bit more accomplished going to bed knowing I'm ticking another thing off my to-do list. I honestly think it's the small daily goals that you set for yourself make the biggest difference at like the end of the day, even if it's just mentally, you know, feeling satisfied and feeling accomplished. But anyway, for today's video, as you can tell from the thumbnail and the title, I'm going to be doing a full day of eating fee. This is always one of my most highly requested videos to record, and I love showing you what I eat. Even if it is quite similar all the time, you would know by now I am a creature of habit and I only eat foods that I actually like. So I actually already had my snack this morning. I got up and I had my usual corn cakes with peanut butter, I had my quark yogurt with a few berries, my cup of tea, and I had a scoop of greens from Ghost, and that's what I have every single morning without fail. I'm such a loser, but I get so excited when I wake up because I'm like, oh my god, I get to have my corn cakes and my peanut butter and my yogurt. I'm just such a simple girl, honestly guys. I used to be such a breakfast kind of gal. Like I used to get up and push out my first meal by like 2 hours and then have a massive breakfast. But for the last few months I've been getting up, I haven't been pushing out my first meal because I'm always hungry in the mornings. So I've been having my snack. I think it's around 300 or 400 calories, and then my next meal is like a bigger meal as my pre-workout, because we've been training at the same time every day, maybe like 1 or 2 p.m. we train. So on that note guys, it is actually almost time for my pre-workout meal. I am going to be training upper body today. I know Gary is training pull, so I might join in on some of his back movements as well because I love training with him. So I am going to go in now and get my pre-workout meal into me because I am itching to train today. Okay, today's pre-workout meal is a bit of a funny one, but it wouldn't be like me not to. So I have a bagel with peanut butter and I have some banana on here as well, and as my protein source I'm having 3 turkey rashers. I'm also going to have some Ghost Burn. You would know at this stage that I normally take this as my pre-workout. Unless I really need a hit of caffeine, I'd take the Legend pre-workout, but the Ghost Burn has like 150 milligrams of caffeine, which is perfect for me, and I get a good sweat on off it. We're watching a little bit of Joe Rogan. This is actually like our new pre-workout ritual there, isn't it? We put on a Joe Rogan podcast and eat our pre-workout meal together. What are they talking about today? UFOs. Yeah. Some pre-workout thoughts to get our brains going. Tell us what your pre-workout is, Gar. Tell them how much caffeine you've been having in your pre-workout.
Oh, that's only sometimes. A serving of MV Pre and a serving of Gamer.
How much caffeine is that?
Incredible. 500 milligrams.
500 milligrams of caffeine.
Yeah, it was a great time.
No, I don't think I'd ever make it out of the gym, like. I think I'd be there for the rest of my life. That's what you call an actual caffeine junkie, like. I'm hoping it's not busy today, because yesterday this time was extremely busy. I'm like, I thought people are meant to be in work at this time. That's why we come so early.
Time, don't you worry. You would always call me at the wrong time, so you can know what I was up to.
My dad's the real MVP, guys, because he takes Pablo every time we go to the gym. Dad's the real reason we can still make gains. I missed you too, pal. Okay guys, we are back from the gym and I am just about to make my post-workout meal now. So I just had a quick pit stop in Aldi. I'll just show you what I got. So the bits that I picked up in Aldi are just bits that I need for my next 2 meals. So I have some diced steak that I'm going to be having for my dinner tonight with some baby potatoes. I got 2 different types of chicken fillets. So these ones are the garlic and herb ones from Aldi and they're really tasty. They're also a quick cook one. So you literally put them in for like 8 to 10 minutes into the air fryer and they're done in no time. I got some regular chicken fillets as well because me and Gary go through chicken fillets like there's no tomorrow. I have my pita that I'm about to have now as my post-workout meal, and I also just got some veggies as well. So for my post-workout I'm going to be having a pita with some of the garlic and herb chicken, some lettuce and some other nice little things in it. So I'm going to make that now and I'll show you it. And here we have it, guys. So you obviously can't see much of what's in here right now other than the chicken, but I have some spring onion. Red onion would have been nicer, but we just had to deal with spring onion for today because that's all I had. I have some red and yellow peppers, iceberg lettuce, some of the garlic and herb chicken, which literally took, I think it was like 8 minutes in the air fryer. And of course I'm going to drizzle some of my favourite light of the night mayo on top of this, and it's honestly so good. And this literally took me under 10 minutes to make. So if you're someone like me that's normally rushing around, the quick cooked chicken from Aldi is an absolute lifesaver, and this little post-workout wrap is honestly one of my favourites. So I actually did some cardio after my workout as well. I'm sure you are sick of seeing that big ugly bike. It literally looks so out of place in my apartment, guys, but I'm not gonna lie, that bike was probably one of the best purchases that myself and Gary ever made. We actually got it when we were going into lockdown because we were still on prep at the time. Obviously prep ended prematurely when we went into lockdown, but the gyms closed and we wanted a way to keep on top of our cardio, so we picked this up. It's honestly a little bit crusty, a little bit rusty, but it holds Gary. We got it for like 200, but we could have done a better paint job on it. You know, it doesn't look the best in the apartment, but we do use it more than anything. Both of us are bulking now, like myself and Gary, and we still use that bike 3 or 4 times a week. Obviously not to the extent that we would have on prep, but it's still really important to keep on top of your cardiovascular health. Whether you're trying to get shredded or whether you're trying to build muscle tissue, your heart health and your cardiovascular health should be a top priority no matter what your goal is. I remember at the time we actually struggled so much to find a cardio machine. Like, we wanted to buy one new. Firstly, we wanted like something aesthetic, you know, something grey that might blend in a little bit more instead of this big purple one, but none of the bikes online and none of the treadmills online would actually hold Gary's weight. Most of them were sold out instantly because everyone was rushing to buy at home equipment, and Gary, I think he's like 260 odd pounds at the moment, so it was a struggle to find something that actually held his weight without breaking. I often sit here when I'm recording and whenever I'm editing my clips I'm always thinking about that ugly bike in the background, but guys, I honestly don't think I'm going to get rid of it anytime soon. We did plan on selling it, but now I'm like, we actually use it too much to sell it on. I think I'm just going to keep it. So speaking of bulking and cutting, etc., I am obviously bulking at the moment because lockdown happened and I came out of prep. I was 6 weeks out when we found out the shows were cancelled, and as of recently, like as of the last few weeks or so, I have been getting an itch to get back into prep, because when I look back at my content and when I look back at the overall experience that I had on prep, even though obviously it was exhausting and you were probably looking at me from the outside in thinking I was like just really tired and exhausted all the time, but guys, it was such an amazing experience and I absolutely loved it, and I'm really excited to get back into it. My plan is to wait until next year and just give myself enough time between each prep, but as of the last few weeks, since things are getting back to normal here in Ireland, I have been getting a serious itch to get back into prep and just get on stage. So I think it's my impatience that's getting to me now. I just want to do it like right now, start today, do like a 10-week prep and get on stage, but I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comment section, guys. Anyway, guys, I wanted to speak to you about my product launch. If you're new here, these products were meant to launch before lockdown even happened, which was months ago. And then lockdown happened. I did get to launch my booty bands while lockdown happened, obviously because you can use the bands at home. But the rest of the accessories, unless you have like a really good gym at home, you need the gym for them. So I held off on launching them, and launch week is finally here. Everything is ready to go. The only thing I'm actually waiting on right now is my shipping account to be opened. So I set up with a new courier service to give better rates to people in Ireland and the UK and Europe, and that account will be open by tomorrow. So I'm hoping to launch mid next week. I'm going to be announcing the official date on my Instagram, so if you don't follow me on Instagram, I'm going to leave it here for you because that's where you're going to hear everything first. So when my bands launched during lockdown, I was absolutely blown away by the response. They sold out within like 10 or 15 minutes. It was like a crazy time that they were completely wiped off the site, and I genuinely wasn't expecting it at all. It was insane. So once that happened, I went ahead and ordered more of each product because I don't want you to feel pressure when you come onto my website and be worried of things selling out and panicking in case you can't get what you want. So I ordered loads and loads more stock for you, but I just wanted to give you a refresher of what's launching in this launch. First things first, I have my barbell pad launching in this launch. As you can see, it is super thick. I went through a couple of samples to get this one right because I wasn't happy with the strength of the Velcro in the first few. I feel like for a barbell pad, there's nothing more annoying than when it starts like sliding on the bar when you're using it. So the Velcro on this one is like a workout in itself, trying to get it open and closed, and it really is super secure around the bar. If you're a girl that wants to grow her glutes, you're obviously a girl that's doing her hip thrusts, so this is an absolute must-have. Like, it's in my gym bag for every single leg day, and it's like the perfect amount of padding for a hip thrust. You're probably going to know what I'm on about when I say the bar can sometimes hurt your shoulders and traps when you start lifting. Like when I used to put the barbell on my back, I would often get like really sore traps and shoulders, so I used a barbell pad. I don't really use the barbell pad anymore because I think over time you just build up strength in your shoulders and traps and they don't get as sore, but you can also use this when you're squatting as well. Of course, I also have my lever belt launching as well. You would have seen me using this loads over the last few months, and to be honest guys, I think this will be the most popular product on site. Going from my DMs and messages and just even people in my gym, people seem to be most hyped about the belt, which is super exciting because I put a lot of work into this product. So it is a 10mm lever belt. I use this belt when I'm squatting or when I'm deadlifting, and I just love the design on the belt. So if you do want the lever belt, I would advise getting in fast because even though I've ordered quite a bit of stock, I think this will be the most popular product on site. As well as that, I have my cable cuffs launching as well. So I have one here, but they come in a pack of 2. You would have seen me using this in my workout today for the cable pullovers, and I also use them for cable ladder raises in today's workout. Another movement that I always use these in is cable kickbacks or side kicks, or basically like any cable machine movement. Like most of them can be done cuffed. So the inside is black and padded, and we have the camo detail on the outside, and we also have this Velcro strap. So this is probably the only cable cuff I've ever used that actually tightens enough to stay on my wrist. I feel like a lot of them are just designed for like big, manly, thick wrists, whereas this one actually fits on my ankle securely and it fits around my wrist as well, so it's not sliding up and down. And this is another one that I use a lot in my workouts. Of course, I have my straps launching as well. The straps are mainly used for any pulling movements, like if you're pulling off the ground or on back day. It basically just helps you with your wrist and grip strength, because I feel like sometimes I have a lot more to give, but my little wrists and hands give up before the muscle group I'm trying to target does. So lifting straps helps with that. And I'm having a massive restock of my booty bands as well, because as I said, these flew out in like less than 10 minutes last time. So I ordered a lot of stock for these because I'm aware in some countries gyms aren't open yet, and the bands are really useful for home workouts, or even if you're back to the gym. I use these in every single leg day for my warm-up and activation, and I also use them for banded hip thrusts to target your glutes a little bit more. So those are all the products that would be on site. I'm thinking it's going to be Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, which is like 5 or 6 days away. But as I said, the official date and announcement will be on my Instagram, so make sure you follow me on there to keep up to date. I literally put months of work into each product, and I'm just so excited for you to use them. But anyway guys, it is getting late and it is almost time for my last meal, so I am going to make my dinner now and I will show you what I'm having. So I was originally going to have beefsteak with baby potatoes for my dinner, but I realised that this mince was going out of date tomorrow and I did not want to waste it. So I'm going to have my usual favourite dinner, spaghetti bolognese. So I have 200 grams of 5% fat beef mince. I have 70 grams of dry pasta in here. And if you can't see by the huge burn mark on the side of that pot, Gary cremated something in this pot last week and we need to get a new one. And I'm also going to be adding in some peppers and having greens with this meal as well, because I am making a conscious effort to eat more veggies. Also guys, this is the bolognese sauce I use. There's barely any left, but it's enough for this meal. It's just the Aldi brand. I sometimes use the Dal Mio, but the macros are actually better on the Aldi brand bolognese sauce. So this is the one I'll be using for today. So I actually don't really like mixing my greens with my actual meal. Sometimes I like to just eat them separately, hence having 2 bowls. But anyway guys, on that note, I'm going to wrap up this video here. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch you next time.